Hello students, my name is Komal Kashyap and I am going to teach you one of the most important poems of your syllabus, that is Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. Okay, so let's take a quick overview of the modules we'll be discussing further. First, we'll talk about the poet in brief. Next, the central idea of the poem. Then I'll discuss the stanzas in detail, followed by the poetic devices used in the poem. And last, some important previous year questions asked in CBSE board exams. So let's begin. Robert Frost. Robert Frost was an American poet, highly regarded for his realistic depictions of rural life. Frost's poetry is noted for its simplicity on the surface, but deeper analysis reveals rich and layered meanings. Students, when you read his poem, it may seem simple on the surface level, but when you do the deeper analysis, you will find layered meanings. Robert Frost is often regarded as a nature poet due to his frequent use of natural imagery like the vibrant colors of winter, frost-covered fields, frost on windows and leaves, and rural settings like the image of farmhouse, hills, smoke, cattle, and many more. Some of his key poems are The Road Not Taken, Dust of Snow, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, and many more. Let's discuss central idea of the poem. This poem expresses the significance of small things like snow or crow in changing one's mood like that of a poet. Second point, through this poem, we get a message that we should hope for the best even in the worst of situations. So my dear students, you will also face challenges and failures in every step of your life. But remember one thing, that you should never lose hope no matter what the situation is. Third point, we must also remember that nature and its object have the ability to make one happy and come out of hopelessness. Students, when you are in the lap of nature or surrounded by it, you will always be cheerful and happy, and you can easily overcome your pain. Now let's discuss the stanzas in detail. Stanza 1. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. In this stanza, the poet remembers a small incident that changed his mood. Once the poet was in a depressed mood and was hopeless. He was standing under a hemlock tree, as you can see in the picture. Suddenly, a crow sitting on the tree shook it, and then some powdery snow from the tree fell on the poet. Okay, clear students? Let's move to stanza 2nd. Has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. The powdery snow which fell on the poet changed his mood to happiness. Earlier, he was depressed and sad. Till now, the poet has spent a part of his day in sadness. But now he starts feeling refreshed and happy. This incident saved some part of the poet's day which he would have spent in regret. Clear, students? Now let's discuss the poetic devices used in the poem. First, let's talk about the rhyme scheme, that is AB, AB. Second, two symbols used, that is hemlock tree and the crow, which we'll discuss in detail in the next slide. Third, alliteration. Now what is alliteration, students? The occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent words. Like here we have two examples. First, has given my heart, where H is repeated, and second, and saved some part, where S is repeated. Let's discuss the important symbols. Hemlock and crow are symbols usually associated with negative emotions and aspects, that is bad omens, like bringing bad luck, like death or fear. But the poet uses these symbols to bring about a positive change in him. So at the last, let's discuss some important previous year questions asked in CBSE board examination. Question number 1. What does the poet wants to convey through the poem? Here, you have to write about the central idea or the message that the poet wants to convey, which I have already discussed. Question number 2. Small things make significant changes in life. Elaborate. With the help of examples that I've already discussed, like the snow and the crow, You have to elaborate how these small things make significant changes in life. Question number 3. How has the poet observed nature in the poem? As discussed earlier, that Frost is a nature poet. You have to describe with all the elements and the examples used in the poem. Hope you understood the poem very well. Thank you.